Alright, we are recording and streaming at the same time, so welcome back. It's me, Brad Fitzpatrick, back with probably the last episode for What Remains of Edith Finch. I actually should be asleep right now. Don't ask me why I'm not. But I am not. Okay. So, we gotta go through the exit now. To continue going upwards. We've got just a couple of more family members.
From Lewis's funeral, my mom told me to start packing. She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie.
Oh. That's broken. Just can't go back
I'm
down
not
that
sure
way.
if she wanted to make it easier or harder. I wish we'd stayed.
Edith,
I
Mom.
understand why we left.
Okay.
My mom ended up leaving everything behind.
Well, it's kind of understandable why she would.
What happened that night had been coming for a long time. Maybe it should have come sooner. But it had to end one way or another. All that's left now is to tell you about that last night.
Alright, here comes the last night. Edith. It's a quill. Was this her room? I guess this was her room.
That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
"To our final night together, and all our final nights apart."
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry,
Aw.
you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
That's the argument right there.
the power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles. When my mom sealed the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance.
Oh, there's another
Or that
entrance
Edie had a key to it.
to the library. Alright.
That thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house.
Nope.
Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories. I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight. We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning. Okay?
Oof. History of the Finches by Edith Finch.
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born. That night, the tide went way, way out.
Alright, the tide went way, way out. So we're gonna go out to the old house, maybe.
It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years. God, it It smelled awful. You know, I've seen that house every day of my life. But I never thought I'd go back to it. When the fog rolled in, I lost my way.
Uh-oh. Just keep going forward. That's all
I
that
got
matters.
turned around.
No, I didn't. I just kept going forward. I guess I can't go forward. It's making me turn around.
I started seeing things.
Oh, there's a deer.
Things I'd forgotten had ever existed. But when I saw them, they felt like old friends. That night, a lot of things came back to me. Or maybe I came back to them. Things I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine.
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it. Let go.
Oh.
I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car.
That's awful. That really is. It's really kind of awful.
I never saw Great Grandma Edie again. The next morning, the band came to pick her up, but she was already gone.
Oh. Like dead
After that,
or
we moved around a lot.
like disappeared? Oh, that's cool.
We
I'm
both tried to make the best of
moving
it.
her arm.
A few years went by.
That's kind of cool.
My mom didn't like to talk about it,
This game has such cool
but
transitions.
she started getting sick a lot. The rest happened pretty quickly.
Aw.
She got better for a while, and then she didn't. And then I was alone. The last Finch left alive. Until I found out about you.
Yep.
I'm
That's-
still not sure what to tell you about all this.
The cycle starts anew.
If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is. This journal was supposed to be for you,
Or maybe it's for me.
but now I hope you'll never see it. I just want to meet you
Aw.
and tell you all these stories myself. But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way.
Oh, am I like... Is she the baby being born right now? That would be interesting.
This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone.
What?
I want you to be amazed that any of us
What?
ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
What? Did she die during childbirth, or... I don't know how I feel about that. I really don't. It was great. Yeah, now I'm crying. You know, I tell people all the time that if something makes you feel an emotion, good or bad, it is a fantastic piece of work. It's done its job. It's made you go out of your wheelhouse to do something that some of us try so hard to just tuck down inside. So I can safely say this was an amazing game. I'm sorry I didn't end it on the last video because I didn't know how much further I had to go. But it was amazing. It was absolutely, fundamentally, a game I should have played when it came out. I don't know why I waited this long, but I did. Oh man, I was not expecting that. I really wasn't. I really wasn't. But I mean, yeah, I guess that was the only way to end it. It really was really the only way to complete the cycle of the story. The entire family, basically died in ways that it, shouldn't have. But what was left of Edith? Now, what do we know about her son, though? Like, is he going to be carrying the curse? Is he somebody that's going to be taken away from the curse and she's not there anymore? Or is he now connected because of the stories? I guess that's something that we'll never really find out. But I have to say that I'm quite pleased. Very pleased I played this game. But now I have to figure out what the next game I'm going to play. And it's probably going to have something that's not as emotional as this. It's a great game. Great game. Well, guys, thank you for sharing this with me. Thank you for enjoying it if you were watching this. And hopefully you enjoyed it as much as I did. And then next time, we'll play something new. But until then, always remember, be kind to each other. And I'll see you in the next one.